I had a request for this song, and thank you for that request. And I'd heard it before, but I'd never really played it. And it turns out this is a pretty fun song to play. Let's go ahead and let's get right into it. All right, today we're going to be open without a capo, and we'll need a total of 6 chords. And those are going to be a C add 9, which is going to be a little bit different. You're not going to double stop down here at the bottom. You're just going to keep the high E string open. You're going to need a C. You're going to need an F, A minor, a G, and a G7. Now, for sometimes in the song, guys, you can play your G the normal way, but I'm going to suggest when you get into the verses, you play it like this with your pinky down here on string number 1 and use your ring finger and middle finger like this, because what you're going to have to do that G7, if you want to do it this way, is you can simply go from that and then lift up your pinky to go into the G7. And it's a pretty prominent chord that's actually played a lot in the verses. All right, for the strumming pattern, it's just going to be a simple back and forth laid back strum pattern like this. All right, so let's talk about the intro. For the intro, you're basically going to be just playing between the C add 9, which I told you, you can play it like this. This is probably the best way for you guys. So you're actually going to do the top part of a regular C, and then you're going to put your pinky on fret number 3 of string number 2. And you're going to sound like this. And you don't necessarily have to play that high E string. If it comes through, it's okay. But for the most part, you're just going to play the middle core strings right here. Then when you go to your F, you want to go ahead and leave that pinky right there. Simply drop down these 2 fingers. And now you've got a variation on an F chord. And then the last part of that is actually going to be taking your index finger, which you guys can put that down when you move down if you want. But you're going to have to roll this index finger back when you lift off right here to play your regular F chord. Okay, so it's going to sound like this. We'll do it really slow. And then there's going to be a little bit of a, which is just up here on 2 of 5, and then coming into that C chord on 3 of 5. So it's going to sound like this. Now you're going to have to get very, very used to playing that, because I'm telling you what, that chord progression for the intro is actually played a total of 8 times. So you'll get very, very used to it. Now, if you're a beginner and you don't want to have to go through all that, you guys can simply just play a C add 9 right here and go. Or a C. And just keep playing those 2 chords back and forth. Now, the song is very simple because you only have to learn 2 sections. You have to learn the intro, which we've already just taught, and the verse, because there's no chorus in the song. For the verses, you're simply going to play 1 line of A minor to F to G and C. And then you're going to play 2 lines of G, and here's where that G is going to come in, guys. G to a G7 to a C. All right, so let's come out of that final intro C add 9 to F and play through a verse so you guys can hear what it sounds like. Watching the girls go passing by. I ain't the latest thing. I'm just standing in a doorway. I'm just trying to make some sense. After the first verse, you will play the second verse, which is exactly the same as the first, and then there's going to be a third verse with a slight change at the end. For the third verse, you'll play everything the same except on the last line, which would normally be that G to a G7 to a C. Instead, you'll do G, G7, And then you'll immediately go into that C add 9 to F intro progression. So it'd be like this. Now, coming out of that C add 9 F progression while you're at the end of that verse, you're going to be playing it with some singing over the top before going into a sax solo. And you'll actually play that intro progression a total of 9 times with the sax solo. And if you add the 2 end lines that you played on the verse, you're actually going to play that progression a total of, get this, 12 times. Let me show you how that end of this verse is played. We won't go through the solo as it's just the same and it's very, very long. I'm just waiting on a friend. Waiting on a friend. Waiting on a friend. Now, guys, you'll notice that little run-up thing, you don't have to do it all the time. In fact, if I listen to the recording, he's not actually doing it all the time. So if you want to do it, you can do it. If you don't want to do it, that's perfectly fine. From there, you'll play another verse and a final verse, which will be the same as verse number 3, where you immediately go into that C add 9 F progression over and over as the song fades out. Hey, thanks again for that request. And if you guys have any requests, please comment below. But I did put up a rock music playlist up here. I thought if you guys like this song, you're surely going to like a lot of those lessons. But that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you're liking, sharing, and subscribing. And if you haven't done so, please go ahead and do so. That's all I have for you guys today. God bless. Take care. And don't forget, practice what you have to so you can play what you want to. See you on the next video.